Hello everyone, welcome back to Retro Comms. I tried to make a video a little while back about the phones I had gotten for Christmas, but something with my phone or my editing software, something just did not play nice. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick little recap of all the phones that I've gotten that work perfectly in 2018. I know I'm a little late for this, but like I said, tried this once before and it didn't end too well. So let's just get started over here with these Motos. This one, not sure about her model number. You can barely tell she's a Motorola, but she is. We open her up, and if the light hits her just right, we see one of the worst cases of button wear we have ever seen in a phone. That's why I use the little foam things. But she does still work. Minus the cosmetic damage, she's in good condition. So, happy to have this one in my collection. Now we see this pink Motorola Razr. Now, I did a video on Razrs. You guys can probably tell me which model this is if you have watched this one. It has no hump on the camera. We look around, it's on T-Mobile, which is a GSM carrier. We open it up, there's the battery, and there's the slot for the SIM. You guys can probably guess the model number. And now, these two. They're the same model as that pink one, which I did not have a pink one before this, and in various cosmetic shape. This one has a little patch of rubbed away paint on its back, but they're both in decent condition, and they're the same model, so you guys know what these are too. They're both on singular, but you can't see it on their backs, but that is the carrier they're on. Got this one. Yes, it's some kind of odd brand name for senior citizens. Now, not really sure. I myself am not a senior citizen, but my grandparents gave this one to me. Probably one of their old ones or something. I'm not really sure too much on this phone. But I like having different brands, and seeing these specially designed phones for the elderly is interesting to see, and nice to know that older users are being taken into consideration when technology is being made. Here is a little Nokia on singular. We open her up, pretty generic, but not Nokia's normal style. At least the Nokias that I have in my collection. It's interesting to see a Nokia with a hard plastic antenna here instead of just a built-in one in the phone. And interesting to see a Nokia flip phone. Most of theirs were just typical candy bars like you will see. They had no opening mechanism or anything like that. And here is an odd one, a Pantech flip phone. If we open this one up, got some foam on it there. You guys can see here, this one is by Pantech. Got it from a friend on campus. I'm a college student, like I've told you guys before. But Pantech didn't normally make phones like this either. They normally made sliders and things like that with full QWERTY keyboards. It's interesting to see their flip phones. And if I can get the foam back in there right, because we don't want this nice little Pantech looking like that old Moto I showed you guys. Here is a scuffed up LG on Verizon. Poor girl has seen some things, but she's still working. That's what matters. I already have one like this, but I don't turn away any kind of phone. Here is a nice little Moto. We look around the phone. It is very similar to the Razr in its design. Like I said in my video about the V3 series, they carried that design language and form factor over for a while. Interesting to see another instance of it. I like this phone a lot. I don't have many phones on T-Mobile. I love phones by Motorola. I love this brushed aluminum finish on here. Love the way that feels. You guys can't feel it, maybe even can't see it, but it's different. I like that on a phone. This pretty pink Sony Ericsson was given to me by a friend, and it still works after all this time. Don't have many Sony Ericssons, always happy to get one of these. And here is a little blue Sony Ericsson, which I got this before 2018, but I just now got her to work. She needed a new battery, and I finally figured out that's what she needed, so that's what she got. Ignore the shuffling around in my background. And here's a little Samsung, just a cheap, low-end phone, entry level. Something either a very young person or a very old person would carry around. It's small, it's light, it's cheap, and relatively durable. Not much more to say about this little phone. And here is what a Nokia will always look like, in my opinion. This is the type of Nokias I'm used to seeing. This one's got a little bit of wiggle here in the faceplate, as you might be able to tell. But these Nokias were designed with interchangeable faceplates. This poor Nokia has seen some things, though, but she's still alive. Here is a little Samsung, two little Samsungs, actually. Both of these are from the era where phones had battery covers built in with the battery. It's one piece. So, not much more I can tell you about these. They still work. They need a good cleanup, though. I have to show you guys how to restore phones in another video. I'm actually working on that, but the editing on that is pretty time-consuming. Here is another beautiful blue Samsung. This form factor is similar to the LG that I just showed you, but it is indeed a Samsung, as you can see. It's in pretty good condition. Don't have one exactly like this yet, so always welcome to have more. A little LG slider. LG made a lot of these sliders going through the years. It's white and green. A friend of mine gave it to me. I'm very happy to have it as part of my collection. Here are two Nokias. They are identical, except for one being gray and one being red. They work the same, they operate the same, given to me by the same person. By the way, if I didn't specify where a phone came from, it was probably in that box that I got for Christmas, which I am very thankful to have received that. The person who gave that to me is wonderful. I always love getting new phones. He knew exactly what to get me. And now, for the more interesting or less interesting part, depending on why you come to this channel, smartphones. Was able to get a little HTC on Android. This came in the box of phones I received as a gift. It is in wonderful condition. And the other one that was in the box was not so lucky. The screen was cracked and it was missing a battery. Both of them work, but this one is the only one that I have admitted into my collection of live or working phones at this point. At the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how many I have. This one is a little Samsung, if I've got her turned the right way. She is a track phone. She works perfectly and is in good cosmetic condition. Now, I'm saving the last one for a surprise as I put this one away. Can you guess what it is? Well, here you go. I call this a smartphone because technically in its time it was, but this is a BlackBerry. Or, more properly, before they were BlackBerry, they were RIM, Research in Motion. That's how old this phone is. By the same company as BlackBerry, but before they coined the name BlackBerry. So this is an RIM smartphone, which is smartphone by standards in the early 2000s, but now most people would just see this as a paperweight. I, on the other hand, see this as an artifact that should be preserved, because we need to know where we came from in order to help us get to where we want to go, and to see how much progress that we've made. This compared to the S8 Active that I'm recording this with, we've made such great leaps and bounds in technology. And that's why I collect phones, to show people all the progress that was made, and to be able to share that and enjoy that. Well, that's all the phones that I have to show you guys today. In my collection, I have 266 phones, and 173 of them currently work and are in shape to where they are stored in my collection. I need to work on some more of them, so be prepared to see a lot of repair videos coming up, a lot of disassemblies, maybe a few restorations, things like that. Get ready for that. And I might be receiving even more phones in the future, so stick around for more retro communications technology. And also, before I go, remember to check out RiffValley's Soundcloud down in the description. He's the one that composed this theme music and any music that I'll use in future episodes, because those repair videos, I'm going to have to add in some nice audio to go with it. That way they won't be so boring just watching my little hands work on phones and not saying anything, because I'm obviously going to have to speed those up. Editing this is going to be interesting, but a fun experience and worth it all to show you guys the inner workings of phones. So stick around and stay tuned for that. RetroComs, signing off.